my wonderful people. So if you hear outside noise, my windows are open because it is so hot in my office. I don't have AC, but my door is broken and I can't open it. It's so hot. God, it's so cold. It's so hot in here. This feels so awesome. So this week, I am going to do something that was requested of my first video to review my 70-200. I still have my old one, so I'm going to show you that one first. This is my first 70-200 L series lens from Canon. This is a 4.0 f-stop on it. So it's okay in low light. It's not very good, but it's okay. As you can see, it's kind of on the smaller side and it's very light, which is great. And it was very good for what I needed it for, but I needed something a little bit more for low light, but also for getting the new lens. The focus elements on this started to go. So I thought things were in focus. I would look at the photo later and realize that it was not in focus. No matter how much I've tried, everything I try, it's kind of out of focus. It's a little soft, which I cannot give my client. I decided to buy a new lens. This is my new 70-200. It is a 2.8. It is much larger. It is much larger. As you can see, it's got heft. So much that when I do video, I have to put the tripod plate on the lens itself, or it's going to be too much weight in the front. But it is a 2.8, which is amazing for low light. I personally really like this lens. Even though it's got a little heft, I kind of wish it was a little bit lighter because I carry it around with me a lot. But it's not bad. I kind of wish it was lighter, but what can you do? It's not bad though. I can still carry it around and be okay for a good amount of the day. I do realize though when I take it off, I kind of go, ooh. This one has, just like you have before, your two focal lengths. This one though has a little bit bigger range. You have your automatic and manual focus. You have your stabilizing, and then you have your two modes of stabilization. So almost basically everything you had on the other lens, just I think a tad bit better. I really liked this lens. It's definitely something that I use all the time now, especially during video, because we have a lot of low light situations, and I'm going to be using this a lot in photography as well, because you end up having a lot of low light situations where this could really come in handy, which is great. If you do shots during sunset or anything like that, this is great. You can go all the way to 2.8, which will give you a lot more light than a 4.0. I bought this used, surprisingly. I try and buy new whenever I can, but some things are just too darn expensive. I have no problem saying that to you guys. I buy used equipment sometimes. And for being used, it's in really great shape. And you can't go wrong with an L series lens. An L series lens just means that it has a little bit better glass inside of the lens. That will decrease your sun glare or your lens flare. So if you shoot into the sun, or if there's a light off to the side, a lot of times on lower glass lenses, you'll see these circles of light come into your photo. Sometimes that can be fantastic. A lot of people like it. Sometimes you can have fun with it. I tend to use it whenever is right, but it's not good all the time. The L series lens decreases that because you have a better glass element inside of the lens. So if you can get an L series lens, definitely do so, because it will be better glass, better quality. It will last you a lot longer. I've had this L series lens for probably almost 10 years. I've had this L series lens and I just replaced it. But I'm still using this one as a lens that I can manually focus. So I've had this for 10 years, at least 10 years. That's pretty damn good, I think, right? My new lens, and if this lens can last 10 more years, that would be fantastic. But if you buy quality stuff, it lasts longer. I can't tell you how many times I'm gonna say that throughout these videos. I have experience, guys. Buy cheap when you can, when it's not that big of a deal. But when it comes to the glass you put on your camera, your actual camera body, all these other things that will equal to longevity of your gear, don't worry about paying for it. Buy quality. I personally was terrified to buy that 70-200 because of the cost, but I know it's gonna last me. And if I don't have to buy another 70-200 for another 10 years, I'm okay with that. But there's other things that, you know, I've definitely purchased that are super cheap, and if it breaks, it breaks, and I'm like, whatever, it's fine. I can always just buy another one because it's not that big of a deal. It's not going to help me, you know, the high resolution of my photos or the focus of my photos or anything like that. So like the cold shoot of my flashes from my last video, those were like $7. If those break, that's okay, because guess what? I'll just buy some more. It's not gonna cost me much, and it's not going to affect the resolution or the quality of my photo. Where buying a good set of glass, which is your lens, it really means something. If you can buy your 70-200 2.8 L series lens used or even brand new, who knows, if you can afford it brand new, all the more power to you. But if you can afford this and you really need it because it's what you do for a living, or you plan on shooting with it for a very long time, purchase this. And it's low light. I can't tell you how many times we've shot with it so far in low light, and it's been such a lifesaver. You know, during the reception, all of a sudden all the lights go off, basically very little light. We're like, how are we gonna shoot like this? 2.8, baby, 2.8. If you're a hobbyist or one that just kind of has fun with it and not really gonna shoot in low light, go ahead and try and find a used first generation 70-200. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to go big guns, okay? You can go little guns. Because this is an L series lens, it will still be great. But definitely check the focus on the lens when you go and buy it. I would not say buy it from, you know, somebody on Craigslist and not go and try it out. Definitely go try it out and make sure the focus elements are good on it. Take a picture, zoom in on your camera to look at everything. If it's not in good focus, don't buy it. That, my friend, is my review of the 70-200 L series lens from Canon. Woo! If you have any questions or comments, comment down below. If you have any requests, comment down below. And hit that little subscribe button. If it's red, that means you're not subscribed. Punch it, be subscribed, and hit that little bell icon off to the side so you get notifications that I am posting every week. I am changing my dates from Monday or Tuesday to hopefully Wednesdays. I'm still trying to figure this out. Anyways, if you have any questions or comments, go down below, and as always, keep on shooting.